How you guys doing? What's up? Let me tell y'all, I got this video. Now this is a reaction. Earlier, I did my rant. I just had to speak. It was something on me. I was like, I want to speak about this. All right, so now I want to give you guys the video version where we're going to watch it and figure out what's going on. Now, this video is a video from way back then, but I think that this video, we need to look. I believe anytime Clyde Davis is dead, we need to go back in time. We need to re-look over all information to put the dots together. And we can press people now because Clyde Davis is dead. They don't have no excuse no more. Okay? And if it's another Clyde Davis in jail, Clyde Davis is dead, Diddy is in jail, who hold the keys now? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody holding the keys. So yeah, they can open their mouth now. So I got this video. It talks about Angie Stone's daughter. This is a video way back then, but I think we need to look at this and figure out. Put in the comment section if you notice or if you feel like a hint that we need to look and dig into it more. I look in the comment section and I do digging around that. But we need all eyes on deck. We need all ears on deck. Press 2 if you agree that we need to start looking behind the scenes back in the day to figuring this stuff out, okay? Yeah. All right, so make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here. I just want to say thank you all for the likes, the shares, and the subscription. Let's keep them going. Let's do God's work.
It has been one heck of a ride. This last month, the enemy was trying to take me out. He was really trying to take me out. And first they had me dead, then they had me alive again, then they had me with this one, then they had me with that one. Y'all make up your mind what you want me to be, what you want me to do.
When the truck came into that section, hit Angie, and drove off and injured her as well. What happened to her video? Because honestly, I have not seen her video since then, and I have not even seen her or anybody talk about this on my FYP since then.
So, Angie Stone's daughter just leaked a terrifying new detail from her mother's autopsy. And y'all, the receipts point to one thing. This was not just a tragic accident. It's giving cover-up. It's giving sacrifice. It's giving they needed her gone. This woman was about to expose one of the biggest music empires for decades of theft, lies, and silence. And now she's the only one dead in a freak crash. The signs just aren't adding up. Angie wasn't just some R&B artist, she was a literal blueprint. And from jump, she wasn't playing. At 16, she helped form the first female hip-hop group ever, The Sequence. Their hit Funk You Up literally got sampled by Dr. Dre, and later inspired Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk. But guess who never saw a dime? Yep, Angie and her girls, no credit, no royalties, just vibes and lawsuits. But Angie didn't stop there. She joined groups like Mantronix and Vertical Hold, wrote behind the scenes, slayed as a solo artist, dropped 11 studio albums, and gave us banger after banger. No More Rain, Brotha, and the timeless I Wish I Didn't Miss You. But toward the end, something was off. Her inner circle said she was moving different. Ignoring calls, flaking on appearances, and randomly talking about feeling watched. People brushed it off as stress or maybe complications from her health issues. She had a history of diabetes and high blood pressure. But then one of her last Instagram posts was a straight-up warning. Don't get it twisted. I'm coming for you. All the dogs who thought they could take what's mine. Trust. I'm ready. Just like Jamie Foxx said, what had happened was... Well, now it's my turn to share my testimony. It's a new chapter. And you can bet the truth is coming to light. Then... Suddenly, March 1st hits, and Angie dies in a supposed freak van accident. The van she was in, a Mercedes Sprinter. The location, I-65 near Montgomery, Alabama. The time? Around 4 a.m. She had just performed at a Mardi Gras concert and was heading back to her hotel with 8 other people in the van. Here's the part that threw everyone off. Angie was the only fatality. Let that sink in. Out of 9 people, she was the only one who didn't make it out alive. And we're supposed to believe that was just bad luck? No dash cam footage, no eyewitness reports, no full crash investigation made public. And to make things even more suspicious, her phone logs were wiped. completely. Angie's son, Michael, wasn't having it. From the jump, he said something felt off. He posted videos and throwback clips of him and Angie, smiling, laughing, just being mother and son. And the caption said, "Hey mama, I ain't want nothing, just wanted to say I love you. I want you to know how much you inspired me every single day. You never failed me, ever, ever. You never were a burden to me, ever. If I had to do it all again, I wouldn't change nothing. I'm so grateful for the lessons that I learned from you. I hope to one day be as good to my kids as you were to me. I just wanted you to know that I got it from here." But it didn't stop there. This wasn't just about grief. This was about disrespect. Michael called out the snakes in the grass, the so-called friends and family who used Angie's death to boost their own egos.
"This is me and my handsome son. We always fussing about. Don't be looking at me because I'm light skinned and you dark skinned.
Who lighter, me or her? And her face right by the sun. Look at her.
Whatever. Whatever.
I know. I can't wait for them to see you get out. Oh, okay. Like your song, easier said than done. Okay.
He dragged them without saying names. His sister was broken too, and when it came to speaking at her funeral, she barely held it together.
I'm gonna miss our girl talks and outings and going out to eat and all the fun stuff. I'm definitely gonna miss the you and Blondie versus me and Mike Spades games. We already done cleared that up. And did they get the win the last night? We won.
He had seen the paranoia, the way she said there were people in the industry trying to shut her down, like not just kill her career, but end the whole thing for real. And the worst part? She said it always happened when she got close to exposing the truth. See, what most people don't know is Angie Stone was done playing nice. She was working on a tell-all memoir that she swore would shake the industry to its core. We're talking receipts, emails, recordings, names, real proof that powerful people had been stealing from her and other Black artists for years. But here's the thing. After she died, that entire manuscript, gone. Like it never existed. Her laptop was wiped, backup folders deleted. And Michael? He knew right then, this wasn't some sad celebrity health story. This was a hit. He looked at the official autopsy and got chills. First off, there were sedatives in her system, ones she never used, never had a prescription for. And Michael would know he was managing her medication. Then there were bruises. Not the she fell in the shower kind. The someone held her down kind. On her wrists, her neck, her arms. These weren't from diabetes. This was force. At this point, Michael's not just mourning, he's investigating. So he gets a private pathologist to run a second autopsy. And this is where it really flips. The expert says Angie showed signs of asphyxiation, restricted breathing, possibly suffocated. Like, on purpose. There were hours missing from the official timeline. Surveillance cameras that magically stopped recording during critical moments. Phone records from her last day that had calls mysteriously deleted. Michael was being shut out of her full medical file as her son. And the second he started pushing for answers, he got hit with a warning. Somebody deep in the industry reached out to him anonymously, told him flat out, stop digging. Angie had been playing a dangerous game, and people like her don't get to walk away. She had been messing with the status quo, and that doesn't go unpunished. The deeper Michael dug, the darker it got. He knew his mother hadn't just died. She had been silenced. In one of her final IG posts, she said, "I've just discovered something that's been hidden in the dark for too long. My publishing was stolen. And guess what? I know exactly who did it." And that last video proved it all.
Some very, very interesting information. And it is like a double-edged sword, because I'm going to tell you one thing, and then I'm going to get to the worst thing that could possibly happen to any artist after 45 to 50 years in the business. The worst thing that could happen.
She said she was being targeted.
Was very, very, very particular in targeting me. But anyway, I was rushed to the hospital because I wasn't breathing so well. I remembered everything that I was working on. I remember the people that were in my immediate circle that were supposed to be there to help me. By the time it was all said and done, the Christmas song had been snatched down. For what reason? I wasn't in a position to really fight that. I had to fight to live. So I couldn't worry about that because I knew that it would take care of itself, but not without the devil trying to blame me for the mishap. Lo and behold, I won't call any names.
Angie knew people were out to get her.
It has been one heck of a ride. This last month, the enemy was trying to take me out. He was really trying to take me out.
Everyone started quitting on her.
People quit on me because they thought it was me. Like I said, I can't call any names because I'm not that vicious. I don't want to hurt anybody. And I really don't want it to be their downfall. But I will tell you, people left me in that dark, dark moment when I really needed support.
And she was ready to tell it all.
Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties. All my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company. And even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs, all the songs that I've done. I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over to. People that were supposed to do their due diligence.
Like, let's talk about D'Angelo. Their relationship was real, deep, and messy. He pursued her. But once he became a sex symbol, the people around him turned on her. She was older, darker skinned, and plus sized, not the trophy girlfriend the industry wanted him to have, and people were literally assigned to sabotage her reputation.
Guys ready for this one? Whew. Anyway, it was told to me that they were single-handedly put in charge of sending out letters everywhere to make people think that I was the cause of him being exposed to alcohol, to drugs, to everything that could have gone wrong. And we need you to mail this out. And that person knew that it was all fabricated. And they were willing to go on record.
And when she finally started getting public credit for her work on his projects, that's when D'Angelo pulled away. His ego couldn't handle her shine. Even co-parenting their son became a battle. After that heartbreak, Angie swore off industry men. Even Idris Elba was smitten with her, and she still said no. She didn't want another public relationship, another heartbreak, another cycle of being ridiculed for not being the acceptable kind of beautiful. She just wanted peace, but the disrespect didn't stop. Angie had a long list of people in the industry who tried to profit off her work, steal her sound, and then ghost her when it was time to pay up. Let's start with Mary J. Blige. Angie once revealed that Mary straight up lifted tracks that Angie had written and recorded with D'Angelo, songs like Every Day and Die. Mary renamed them, put them out as her own, and didn't give Angie so much as a credit, like not even a mention. But it didn't stop there. Angie was also being shadowed by none other than Jill Scott. And this is wild, because Angie was literally supposed to land the same role Jill ended up playing in the #1 ladies detective agency. But her team fumbled the bag. Hard. Angie didn't have solid management. She had people around her who either didn't know what they were doing or didn't care enough to protect her. And the label? They saw that weakness and pounced. Stole royalties, blocked opportunities, quietly ran off with her legacy while she was still alive. And just weeks before the car crash, she was publicly gearing up to sue UMG.
Been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything.
She said it herself. Her team failed her, the label robbed her, and everyone around her sat back and watched.
One way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins. And so what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're going to have to give me my money.
So when she suddenly died in a tragic car crash, where she was the only person out of 9 passengers to not make it, yeah, fans started connecting dots. If this is giving you Lisa Left Eye Lopes vibes, you're not alone. Left Eye died in a car crash too, while filming a documentary about industry corruption. And guess who she was beefing with before she died? Clive Davis. And don't forget, Lisa wasn't under the influence, wasn't exhausted, and was in the middle of a spiritual retreat when it happened. No mechanical failure, no odd weather, nothing, and yet, gone. Her autopsy didn't explain much either. Just like Angie's case, things felt off. Let's not forget what happened to Michael Jackson. He publicly called out Sony and Tommy Mottola, saying they were evil, and claimed he was being targeted for speaking out.
How do you think he died? You've been quoted as saying you believe it may have been murder. Do you still think that?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why are you so sure?
Never, ever think differently. Because first of all, Michael told me that they were going to murder him. He named names. He told me people. He told me to be careful of this one and that one. And in the beginning, I didn't, it's not that I didn't believe him.
Who were the people that he was saying?
People that surrounded themselves around him. People that worked with him. People that were with him the last
Any
day.
specific name?
Michael wasn't capable of doing these shows that he was supposed to do. Michael only agreed to do 10, and it's because they had him on such a tight rope.
And next thing you know, he's dead. Angie had already said she was under spiritual attack in the weeks before her death.
I knew it was an attack. I knew it was a spiritual attack. However, I was treated, and God healed me, cleared up. After 2 weeks, solid, they cleared up the blood infection.
She claimed to have developed a strange infection out of nowhere.
I was rushed to the hospital because I wasn't breathing so well. Came to find out I had what was a bacterial blood infection that I had gotten when they stuck me with the needle. It had went into my bloodstream and caused a staph infection of the blood. Now, I didn't have a clue that there was a blood infection until they rushed me into ICU.
And despite that, she still pressed on. She still showed up for her concerts. She still planned to release her memoir.
I kind of just want you guys to know I'm never just sitting still. I'm always on the move. I'm always doing something. As my career has progressed, over the years, I've just learned so much about life.
But when you come for the system comes harder. Angie's daughter, Diamond, had enough. She wanted to leak the full autopsy report, and she wanted everyone to see it. But here's the part that's got everyone side-eyeing her team, because they made sure that autopsy report stayed locked up.
Some guy that's told to be her manager of some sort had everybody in the hospital, nurses, anybody dealing with her and the crash and whatever, had them all sign non-disclosure agreement. That's why we haven't been hearing nothing, no updates, no nothing.
But not before someone got a peek. Sedatives she was never prescribed, strange chemicals nobody could explain, bruises that didn't match a crash impact, and the worst part, experts said the trauma looked more like she was poisoned, not injured in a wreck. Now, the theory that's gaining traction is dark. Angie may have already been drugged before she even got in that van. And by the time it crashed, it was already too late. Others have different theories.
Angie Stone did not die in that Sprinter. A fucking lady stopped by who was driving. She helped Angie out of the van. Every fucking passenger who was on that van was out that van. Angie got hit sitting on the side of the road. This is what they not telling y'all. But what I want to know is why we haven't heard from not one fucking person who was on this van with her. It was 9 people on the van. Where's the driver? Where is the band? Where is the people? This is why people be talking about this whole conspiracy theory shit, because where are the people?
It looks like some people think Angie didn't even die in the car crash. She survived it, climbed out of the wreckage, and that's when she was unalived. And the lady that saw it all just disappeared. Her video is nowhere to be found, and people are worried she is in danger. Diamond is also in possession of one of Angie's last phone calls. In the clip, Angie allegedly confronts a man with a deep, calm voice, who sounds pretty much like Clive Davis himself. And we know Angie had her issues with Clive.
They told me I had to change the name of my album because Alicia was doing Diary of Alicia Keys. And at that point, my chest sunk in. And I wrote Clive a letter and asked for release. Because at that point, I felt like, okay, this ain't how it's supposed to be. It's just...
Fans have rallied behind her, and they know this isn't the full story. One commented, they unalived her because she spoke up about her royalties. Another said, they separated Angie Stone from the other people, telling her to sit in another place to get some fresh air or to wait in an area for help. They murdered Angie. And a third one added, how can an accident be set up so precisely that only one person dies? Someone makes a video and takes it down. No other victims are speaking. It's suspicious. Now, people are starting to connect the dots, not just with Angie, but with every artist who died too soon after trying to speak out. So let's end with this. Do you think Angie was taken out because she threatened the wrong people? Or do you think we're reaching too far into a coincidence? Let us know in the comments.